It started like any ordinary Monday morning at Riverside Fitness. The air inside the gym was thick with the scent of determination, sweat, and that citrusy cleaning spray the janitors used before the place opened. Olivia Morgan arrived just after 6 a.m., as she did every weekday. She swiped her key tag at the front desk and gave a half-smile to Trina, the sleepy-eyed receptionist who barely nodded in return. Olivia liked early mornings, less crowd, more space, and fewer distractions. She was midway through her warm-up routine on the elliptical when she noticed him again. Brandon Carter. He was the kind of guy people noticed, not just because of his lean, athletic build or his perfect posture, but because he moved with purpose, as if every step, lift or stretch mattered. He didn't seem to notice Olivia at first, but she had seen him several times before. Their schedules aligned just enough for their paths to cross frequently. It was always the same. A glance, maybe a polite smile, but no words. Today felt different, though. Maybe it was the way Brandon nodded slightly in her direction before heading to the weight area. Or the way Olivia found herself slowing down on the treadmill just to keep him in her line of sight. She shook her head and scolded herself silently. She wasn't here for distractions. But distractions have a way of becoming unavoidable. Brandon had noticed her too. He wasn't someone who let his attention drift easily. Years of college football and military discipline had trained him well. But something about Olivia pulled at him. Her consistency, the quiet confidence in her movements, her focus, it intrigued him. She wasn't there to impress anyone, and that impressed him the most. Their conversation started over a misplaced water bottle. Olivia had accidentally picked up his bottle near the rowing machines. He chuckled when he pointed it out, and she blushed, apologizing with a grin. "I guess I was more thirsty than I realized," she said. "No worries," he replied, laughing. "Just glad you didn't accidentally sip it. That'd be an awkward way to start the morning." They talked for a minute, small talk, light and effortless. The next day, Brandon waved at her from across the gym. By Friday, they were working out together. It wasn't an official arrangement, but they gravitated toward each other. He spotted her during squats, she timed his sprints, and they started to learn each other's rhythms. Olivia found herself looking forward to mornings in a way she hadn't in years. She even set her alarm earlier just to beat him there, a silent challenge she kept losing, but happily so. Brandon, on the other hand, found himself planning workouts around hers. He even started reading up on exercises she liked, subtly weaving them into his routines. It wasn't long before their friendship started to stretch beyond gym walls. One rainy Thursday morning, after a particularly grueling leg day, Olivia groaned as she dropped her weights. "I might never walk again," she joked, wiping sweat from her forehead. Brandon laughed. "You'll thank me later." "I doubt it," she said, wincing. "I feel like I just ran a marathon uphill." He grabbed a towel and offered it to her. "Shower and protein smoothie. It's the only cure. Trust me." She paused. "There's a smoothie bar across the street." "I meant at my place," he said a little too casually, then quickly added, "I mean, I've got one of those fancy blenders and like 5 types of protein. You're welcome to try." Olivia hesitated for a moment. She didn't usually go to guys' places, especially not after sweating buckets together. But something about Brandon made her feel comfortable, not pressured, just safe. "You sure?" she asked. "Positive," he said. "Just smoothies and recovery. My place is 5 minutes away. You can even use the guest bathroom if you want to clean up." That's how they ended up standing in Brandon's sleek apartment kitchen, both of them still in gym clothes. The apartment smelled like vanilla and cedarwood, and soft jazz played in the background. Brandon handed her a strawberry banana shake that tasted like dessert and health wrapped in one. "You weren't lying about your blender," she said. "I take smoothies very seriously." She chuckled, her eyes scanning the apartment. There were books on the shelf, neatly arranged weights in the corner, and a framed photo of a younger Brandon in a football jersey with his arm around an elderly man. "My grandfather," he explained when he noticed her staring. "He raised me." He'd be proud, she said softly. They chatted for a while, sipping smoothies and trading stories. Childhood memories, workout fails, life goals. As the conversation flowed, so did the comfort. At some point, Olivia admitted she felt a little gross in her gym clothes. The guest shower's just down the hall, Brandon said. Fresh towels in the cabinet. She paused, biting her lip. You sure? Absolutely. He showed her the bathroom and stepped away. Olivia closed the door behind her, taking a deep breath. She wasn't sure why she felt nervous. Maybe it was the growing realization that her heart wasn't just racing from cardio anymore. After a refreshing shower, she stepped out into the hallway wrapped in a towel, realizing she had forgotten her gym bag near the kitchen. Before she could turn back, Brandon came around the corner, nearly colliding into her. Whoa, sorry, he said, eyes quickly looking away, one hand over his eyes like a cartoon character. I wasn't. It's okay, she said, laughing despite herself. Just forgot my clothes. He chuckled, hand still shielding his gaze. I can grab them for you. When she returned fully dressed, both of them laughed about the awkwardness. But something had shifted. The moment had made them both realize how easy it was to be around each other, how even small embarrassments didn't feel like disasters. They sat on the couch afterward, closer than before, watching the rain tap gently against the windows. You know, Olivia said, I don't normally do this. Come over after the gym? Exactly. Brandon smiled. I don't normally invite anyone either. She looked at him. Why me? He didn't answer right away. Instead, he reached out and gently tucked a damp strand of her hair behind her ear. Because you're real, he said. And because the moment you picked up my water bottle, something in me hoped it would happen again. That was the first time they kissed. It wasn't dramatic or heated. It was soft, sweet, and tentative, like the beginning of a song you didn't realize would become your favorite. Their relationship grew slowly after that. They continued to meet at the gym every morning, but now there were late-night phone calls, weekend hikes, and inside jokes that made them laugh until their stomachs hurt. Olivia introduced Brandon to her dog, Max, and Brandon introduced her to his Sunday tradition of homemade pancakes and old black and white movies. They didn't rush anything. They didn't need to. Their friends at the gym eventually noticed. Trina raised an eyebrow one morning when she saw them walk in together. Took y'all long enough, she muttered with a smirk. One chilly morning, almost a year after their first accidental encounter, Brandon surprised Olivia. Instead of their usual gym session, he drove them to a park just as the sun was rising. He laid out a yoga mat, pulled out a small speaker, and played their favorite jazz tune. Then, he knelt on one knee. Workout begins not with your body, but with your heart,